Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds. It's the end of the week. We're doing our weekly wrap. You know what that means.
What does it mean?
We're doing our weekly wrap.
I'm Nerdarchy Ryan.
Ted.
As always, everything we discussed, there's going to be a link in the description below, not to mention everything we did for the past week. Whether it's on YouTube or on the website, you can find the links.
There's links to RPG-related Kickstarters down below, so if you guys want to go support some awesome projects, we provide that, easy peasy for you.
And speaking of awesome Kickstarters, our friends from Cardboard Fortress are killing it once again with their second board game they've launched, Laser Riders.
Yeah, you need like a guitar riff to insert it right there.
Well, considering the artwork that they have going on for that, it's
totally radical. Totally radical. The video for the Kickstarter is awesome. It looks like an old crappy VHS tape, so that's pretty fantastic.
So if you're into old and crappy, I like the box for the game.
Yeah, everything about it is just like nostalgia full. So that their game Laser Riders has funded, and then we must be like a lucky rabbit's foot being attached to Kickstarters because our friend Brian Feaster with Open Legend that crushed it on that too.
We're listed at the top of his playtesters list as well.
All three of us.
You're like, we are really individually. We're listed as Nerdarchy. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, and he is halfway to the goal that I want to see them get to.
Oh, which goal is that?
I believe it's like 70 or 75,000, and that will unlock multiple genres for character profiles, which I would like to see.
Right.
He's already unlocked the first 4 or 5 stretch goals. So, by the way, it's funded, in case you're wondering. Open Legend RPG, Ed Greenwood's working on it. Matt Mercer, and a ton of people in the industry are also working on it.
Dan Dillon, who is also in Tome of Beasts, he's got some work that went into it as well, I believe.
And if you want to see a sampling of the artwork, which is fantastic, you can look at the Kickstarter page. Yes. There's a slew of nice stuff there.
Yeah, the art's there about the game, or you can go to the OpenLegendRPG.com page where you can actually just play the game for free if you want to. So that's the weird thing about this Kickstarter, right? Like, you don't actually have to pay any money or be involved to play the game. You can play it for free. It's online.
Yeah, literally. It's like it's a little bit like the sort of the starter set rules that Dungeons and Dragons has. So it's a lot more in depth and thought out.
Well, it's the full game.
Yeah, it is I would imagine there's got to be some Kickstarter exclusives.
There is. So here's the deal with the Kickstarter. What he's actually kickstarting is not the game. He's kickstarting the campaign setting, Amaurea's Dawn.
Right.
Also, it is going to be where you can get the actual hardback book of the game as well, so you can get an actual physical copy.
Right.
And there's a bunch of other stuff that's going on there. And $80 for 2 hardback books is a steal in my opinion. Plus, you get a bunch of other stuff as well.
Yeah, really, it's less spendy than a couple of Wizards of the Coast books, say the Player's Guide and the Dungeon Master's Guide, right? So that's pretty fantastic as far as that goes. We should point out that I guess there's a way to follow people on Kickstarter, and if you wanted to see the games that we're backing or projects that we're backing, you can find us over there as well.
Just follow Nerdarchy.
Yeah, it's funny because we kick things on Kickstarter through Nerdarchy, and they give you this little pie chart of the things that you like, your interests, and there's all these slivers, and we have color in one of them, and it's just gaming. That's it. Nothing else exists.
Nope.
Now, I'm personally backing a Kickstarter called Deep Madness, and it's primarily a board game, but similar to other miniature games that I've backed, this one is flooded with a bunch of
deep
plastic minis. So if you've got a game coming that is going to be very Cthulhian horror or futuristic, this is a great place to stock up on some minis. They've unlocked a whole bunch of stretch goals. And the biggest thing they're doing now is that they can get 5,000 backers. You're going to get a free epic monster, and 500,000, which last look they were close.
That sounds cool. I don't even know what it is. What's an epic monster?
Well, it's just essentially a bigger monster for the game,
like a Kraken or a colossal red dragon.
I don't think they're going to be quite that big,
Cthulhu,
but
a full-size Cthulhu is literally 30 stories. They're going to need helicopters and cranes to bring it to your house.
So for $100 right now, you're already looking at getting over 130 minis, if I remember correctly. So
Are they ones you have to paint and assemble?
They're going to be, the flat gray plastic, so they would need to be painted. But
are they sized like for D&D? Like if you wanted to just get them and play the game?
Yep.
Yeah. When you said Deep Madness, I was thinking like underwater type of stuff.
No, Cthulhian.
Yeah,
that kind of deep.
Although like there's a lot of aquatic themes that run out throughout the Cthulhu mythos anyway.
They do
so,
indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cthulhu sleeps at the bottom of the ocean. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Who didn't know that?
Who didn't know that? We had other stuff going on too, right?
So there's some conventions coming up that we should mention.
Yeah, I guess we should mention that. And we're having a contest, I guess.
Yeah. Both of those things are occurring.
So I guess we'll start with the online convention. BrigadeCon is coming next weekend, next Saturday, all day, gaming, panels, all that good stuff. Also goes towards charity. And that's BrigadeCon. You guys can find the website, go there, check it out. Sign up for some games. Maybe you'll win some giveaways. Go check it out. Be a good time.
Also on October 29th is South Jersey Geek Fest.
Yes, South Jersey Geek Fest, and we will be probably there hanging out. We will be there hanging out.
We will. We've. So I know at least 4 people in the comments said that they'd be in the area and likely show up. But then also
we got some emails about it.
We've got a couple emails just to like this way we were able to get like contact information. Did you get phone numbers? Is that how you're gonna reach out to people?
I don't know yet. We've only gotten 2 emails so far. So the more you guys that email us and contact us, we can set something up and figure out what we want to do. Like we've been discussing the things to do, but without actually having a solid head count and knowing if you guys are going to hang out afterwards, it makes it a little tough. Yeah. So reach out to us and let us know what your availability is, what you want to do. Nerdarchy wants to try and do something cool.
As well as time frames as well, because it's an all-day convention. It's a cool convention, but it's rather small. So like you can do the whole thing in 2 hours or less usually. Yeah. So like if we get there, bright and early, and you're not planning to get there till middle afternoon,
we want to sync up our schedules. Yeah.
We're like, what should Nerdarchy do? Should we like get a room at a restaurant or something? Go out, take you guys out to eat. Should we go, play some games?
Yeah, some board games or something like that. Something cool like that. If we could do something for like an hour to 3. Do something.
Or people want to hang out long enough to play a session of D&D? I don't know. So these are all the questions that we're trying to answer, and we could use your help.
I know we're not going to have access to the upper floor. There's apparently some issue with township and handicap accessibility, so it's just going to be
on the
flat floor and the outside.
Okay, so they need a teleporter or an elevator or something.
A televator.
Indeed.
Televator, yes. There's one more. I almost forgot.
How could you forget?
So apparently we're going on a Comic-Con cruise in January, 19th through the 23rd. Nerdarchy promo code Nerdarchy for a 10% discount.
Cha-ching!
If you want to be stuck on a boat with Nerdarchy and hang out
for 4 nights.
For 4 nights, that's your chance to do it. I mean, there's other things like the Frank Miller Experience and cast of Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think there should be a band called the Frank Miller Experience. Like I would go to a show if there was a band called the Frank Miller Experience.
So there's a lot of cool things going on with that.
Not to mention, writers and artists from Marvel and DC.
A ton of comics. I know Chris Uminga is going to be there. He does these like cool sort of like chimmy characters, the sort of anime manga characters with an oversized head, and they're kind of cutesy. So he does cool versions of like Star Wars characters and DC Marvel characters and stuff like that. He's actually done some of the official licensed stuff for them as well.
Cool.
That features those things.
So, all that being said, we're going to be on a boat. There's going to be a bunch of cool stuff going on.
Ton of stuff.
If you want to hang out with us there, you can. Hey, let us know if you're going to. That would be cool. Again, it helps us plan things. So, there's that. What else is there?
We got the newsletter.
We do have the newsletter. We have relaunched the newsletter because we kind of took a little bit of hiatus over the summertime. And we are this weekend today, sometime. Issue number 4 will be coming out.
Dun, dun,
and
dun.
They're
giant-sized issue.
Yes,
number 4?
Maybe not. So we're labeling. We started over at number 1 and we're up to 4. Each Nerdarchist is going to take a week and take a turn sending you guys some cool tips and whatever's going on with us that we feel like you should know. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you can. Also, by signing up for the newsletter, it also gives you ways to game with Nerdarchy. We randomly select fans from that list. And pretty much that. Also, join the company of the NAG. Also, you find out how to do that through the newsletter as well.
Which is an awesome Facebook group. That's a closed group. You gotta have to get in through the newsletter, and games happen there. We hang out there and talk and.
Yeah, we do. There's the Epic Monster Hunter game that happens there once a month, and Rep Bruck has been running that, and usually one of us pop in on that game and get to kill some epic monsters, or die by an epic monster.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah, exactly.
And then also, so we have Patreon, right? November Patreon rewards. As long as you become a patron before November 1st, you'll be eligible for it. And they are, we have our Mage Forge, where we have Valgor's natural selection.
Vogger's natural selection. So basically, Vogger is a dwarf who has a sort of nature bent, but he also, when he kills monsters, or monsters meet their untimely end through other means, he tends to make cool shit out of them, like an Umberhawk scimitar or a Remoraz spine greatsword and things like that. So we have some cool gear with some new weapon properties going on in Vogger's natural selection.
And then we have our monster menagerie level.
That's the Moss Hound, and this is a really cool nature creature that not only is it a monster that you can have out there, but there's a way to get one of your own magically.
Ooh,
in game, of course.
Magically delicious.
No, in real life, Ted will come to your house and summon it in real life for you.
No, he cosplays as a Moss Hound or something.
You realize they're not gonna demand pictures of me in a Moss Hound costume.
Yeah,
we're okay with it.
Yeah.
Then we have our friend or foe.
Also, Vogger, bow and axe again. Our friendly
This
dwarf.
is going to be him fully statted out and ready.
Yeah, it's his theme. And then for terrible terrain, we have the Sylvan Shrine. We got to find out what's going on there.
Yeah, some cool and secretive stuff.
And the last thing is the Lost Lore. And how is this being wilderness themed?
We have wilderness themed spells going on there.
Right.
Some of them you may recognize from previous editions that haven't made to this. Some of them are brand new. So there's a handful of new spells that will be appearing there.
That'll be woven into the threads of this mythos.
Yeah. So you can only get all of that by being a patron. And if you're interested in any of that, you can head over to our Patreon and you can see how to sign up over there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So with the fantasy thing, we should probably mention too that we are giving away a cabin, right?
Right. There's that.
We might want to mention that as well.
Yeah, we're giving away a cabin, and we have a bunch of ways you can enter. Listed in the description below will be our rules for sweepstakes. Which you can find. It also is for our monthly giveaways for Patreon.
Patreon explains that.
Yeah, because we were doing a bunch of stuff and we were probably going to go to jail. So
we made sure we were on the proper side of the law as far as all that.
So there's a couple things. One, if you're a patron, you are automatically entered into our contest for the fantasy.
Right.
For each month that you're entered up until when we announce it to the time that it releases. Also, if you happen to be a patron, we do monthly giveaways. And you don't have to be a patron to get involved in our monthly giveaways, but what being a patron does automatically enters you into that giveaway. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
You'll just get an email from us saying whether you won or not.
Right.
Well, whether you won. If you don't win, you're not going to hear anything from us.
Right. Yeah.
Ted, you don't email on all the people that didn't win.
Yeah.
Well, we can actually send a message to all patrons and say, okay, unless you received a message, you didn't win. Yeah. But that's kind of rude. Yeah. So far, we have not actually received any of the postcards for manual entries.
Okay, yeah. So we again, we have ways for you to enter into the Patreon.
Basically, there's a no purchase necessary way of entering it. It's kind of like how, if you ever recall any of the candy brands, the way that you might enter into those. We have the details of how one would go about doing it. But again, like each entry is going to be a separate envelope. You have to mail it in the month of, and this and that. There's a little bit of hoops.
Yeah, there's rules and stuff.
Yeah,
you can't send us a stack of entries
all at once.
At once.
Yeah. So there's limitations and things like that.
Et cetera. Our legal department's all over that.
Yeah,
He's just not here right now.
Yeah,
he's off taking care of that stuff.
We've contracted an archdevil because we figured nobody knows the law better than an archdevil.
Well, we were going to contract an archdevil, but all we could really afford was an imp.
Exactly.
But we dress him up. We dress him up really fancy.
Yeah, there we go. He's got a top hat,
sitting in front of a
top hat, monocle, and a cane, a cover bun.
I like it. Yeah.
Sitting there writing the legal precedents by the little keypad.
Yeah. So, all that stuff you can find in the description below, as always. And possibly next week we might be doing these live. So we're going to
take a look at that. Yeah, we might do it through like Facebook Live and then syndicate it back to YouTube. So this way you'll get it one day in advance. So we'll be talking about things like it's Sunday, but it's actually Saturday, and then it'll go up live, and then it'll go up on YouTube on Sunday, and it'll be at the proper point in time. So all kinds of time travel conundrums happening. This is sci-fi happening right here,
paradox.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We were going to call it a paradox.
We're going to meet our former selves.
A pair of ducks?
Yes,
a pair of ducks. A time pair of ducks.
Yeah, so let us know if you'd like us to do that, if you think it would be cool if we did it live, because if we do it live on Facebook, there's also the chat feature, so we can we can
stream in things. And
we can ignore your questions live.
Live. Do it live.
So with that, guys, until next time,
stay nerdy.